I'm going to tell you more about the planning stage of my renovation, so hopefully this is going to help you for your renovation. Planning stage should be separate from the renovation. Why? Because the more you plan, the easier and smoother your renovation will go. And why not? This is the fun stage. You're going to choose the materials, the colors, you're going to basically enjoy every part of it. And renovation, on the other hand, is messy and, people management. It's so much more harder. If you plan carefully, your renovation will take less time. It's tempting to just start because you are excited about your renovation, but please don't do it. Actually, I'm just going to give you one more reason, which is probably not a good idea to say this, but I will say it anyway. Everything you plan is probably going to change. Over the time, you're going to change your ideas, maybe come up with better ideas. But this stage is very important, especially at the beginning, because you will make up your mind, you will think about the feelings you would like to create here, how you would like to live in the area. And this is the stage where you decide. And even though everything is going to change over the time, it is an essential stage. First, I started with the mood boards. That's really fun, just cut and paste, and you can just choose some of the materials and put them together, the colors you would like. The idea with the mood board is basically to, give the feel you would like to give, and how you would like to, overall design the house. These are some of the mood boards I created, and it's for basically every single room, how I'm going to design and the moods I would like to create. Next step was deciding on the floor plan. Which walls will go down, which walls you're going to build, the plumbing map, the electrical map. All of those are the first things you need to plan. I think it's a really good idea to come up with these rendering architectural drawings, because builders cannot get into your mind. Even if you explain 100 times and they look like they really understood what you're saying, if they don't see the picture, it will be hard for them to really get the idea and how it's supposed to look. So you can just print those rendering architectural drawings on the doors of every room, and that's going to make their job, builder's job, so much more easier. If you want these drawings, Fiverr is a great source. There are so many people who can do an amazing job. Just give them the ideas, take the photo of the room, and they're going to paint it for you as you want it. So this property is going to be an Airbnb. So I want this Airbnb to accommodate 2 families and maybe lots of kids all together. And I'm going to start with the loft. Loft is going to be the first parent street, but it is very small. So I would like to give a little bit privacy to the parents who are staying in the loft, and also my goal is to make it look bigger. There's a really, really small ensuite, so we are going to knock down the walls of the ensuite. And also move the toilet to the storage, which is right behind the bathroom. Let's move downstairs. Second parent street is going to be currently a very small room, but I'm going to knock down one wall, and I'm going to add the corridor behind that wall and the main bathroom and the main toilet to this parents' retreat. This way, this room is going to be huge. We'll have an amazing outside, forest view. And currently, it doesn't have an ensuite or any bathroom. They will have their own space. Now that we don't have a main bathroom, it's added to the second parents' retreat. We need a main bathroom for the kids and also for the guests, visitors who are coming to visit my guests. So I'm going to add a new wall at the end of the corridor and add the current laundry and the corridor space to the main new bathroom. Now our new floor plan is ready. Now let's focus on the layout of the room. Let's start with loft again and move downstairs. Kitchen was the hardest one, so I would like to explain a little bit more about the kitchen design and the living room area combination. The biggest problem for the loft and generally for this house is light. Unfortunately, there's no natural light and there are really tall eucalyptus trees around, which is kind of an advantage but blocking the light. So I decided I need to really invest in sky windows in the living room area. And when we had the sky windows in the living room area, those windows are so close to loft and it's going to be like you're on a treetop. You know, I thought it would be so nice to just have a bath, maybe just watching the trees, being so close to the treetops. It will be so relaxing. So I'm going to put the bathtub next to the windows, where bed is actually a perfect space. And I would like to avoid changing the plumbing to save the cost. So currently where the toilet is, just perfect location because just right behind it there's a storage and that storage area is great size for a closed toilet. So I'm going to turn the plumbing to the other side and there will be toilet in the storage. And we will have more space for an open ensuite. And loft currently doesn't look very large and spacey, doesn't have that feeling. When we knock down those walls and organize the layout of the bathroom, it's going to look so much nicer and spacey. There will be a little bit of privacy issue because it's a loft. Some people love it, some people don't. So I would like to give these couples some privacy by adding some curtains to the loft. That's also necessary because when we put the sky windows, there will be so much light coming in the morning right to their face. Another thing I would like to do here is to add a seating area for the couples. Now, loft is going to have the skies, but it's not going to have an outdoor seating area. So somewhere couples can sit down, have a glass of wine, have a chat would be really nice. I'm also going to add a door. Currently it's all open, just to give a little bit more privacy. Okay, let's move downstairs, Second Parent Street. Now there's huge work here because we're going to knock down walls and currently it doesn't have any bathroom, toilets, nothing, and it's so small. So what I would like to do is keep the plumbing from the current main bathroom as it is, mainly. There will be just bathtub will be added. And because right there's a tap, we currently have the plumbing, so it's not going to be a huge cost. I will turn the bed to the only wall we have. And there's unfortunately the storage right behind it. I don't want to lose that storage space, so I will add that storage to the storage I currently have from the corridor, and that can be the owner's storage. I can add a lock there and there will be like a huge storage area in the wall, which I can use for linens and all AirBnb materials. Also in this room, the windows will change. I would like to turn them into doors instead, so they will have their own outdoor space. I will organize a outdoor seating area and just comfortable couples, relaxing area for them. Kids' room will not change much. That's actually one of my favorite rooms. You can hear the ocean and, birds, gets great light. So I'm going to not change it much. I'm trying to organize it as a slumber party room for kids, basically. I will add as many beds as I can, and also make it like a kid-friendly, fun area. Let's move downstairs, living room area. Now, this is basically the reason why I bought this house. I fell in love straight away with all of these wood claddings and the warm feeling, large open space feeling. And unfortunately, the same reason has been the biggest challenge. It's basically because of my obsession. I refuse to paint these cladding, the panels, and thought of maybe adding cladding instead. And when I checked the cost, I'm not sure if it's going to add any value at all, because space is already really amazing, all of the trees, everything. If I add more interest to the room with wall claddings, it's really not going to make huge difference. So finally, I decided to paint, and I'm going to add some wall cladding to only some small sections of the house. I started thinking about what else can I add, what else can I do to add value to this property. And I started playing around the idea of adding another loft, and this loft would be like an Airbnb experience. I wanted to add a fishnet, so you can look downstairs to the living room. It would be fun. It would be only a single bedroom though. I calculated the cost of making it. It was really huge expense. So I designed it in a way like a swing. You know, I'm going to buy all of those materials from Turkey. So I came up with like a Lego pieces, basically, which will click each other. Just think like a base and a swing, which we will hang to the current beams, and also secure the loft from the sides to the walls with steel beams. That's a lot cheaper compared to building it here, but again, the cost and how much it's going to add to the property compared to the cost of building this and the materials, it really doesn't work. So I changed my mind, but I think it was a really good idea. Next value adding idea was tiny house. So I thought I'm going to need a storage anyway, because I'm ordering all of the materials from overseas. When they arrive here, either I'm going to hire a storage, or we will keep them in the house. And when builders are in the house, this is going to be trouble, you know, just moving all of the materials from, you know, one side to another side. So I thought it would be great if I can have another storage in the backyard or front yard. I checked the price of adding a granny flat, which later on I can use as an Airbnb, and this is 100K we're talking about. I don't have this budget. I'm trying to find some cheaper ways to do it. So I'm going to buy the materials from overseas, and there will be breakages. So normally when you order, for example, tiles, you order 10% more. But because it will come all the way here and we're not going to have chance to exchange it or, you know, buy more, I'm going to order 30% more. But I'm hoping that they won't be broken, so I can use all of those extra materials for the granny flat renovation or tiny house renovation later on. So currently I'm dancing around this idea. I can just add a shed basically, and later on I can convert this to a tiny house with the materials, leftover materials from the main renovation. I checked a few companies, and unfortunately none of them worked. So you know, there are those companies, they just basically bring the house to you, studio to you, and they put it in your backyard. Some of them basically cannot be in the fire zone. Some of them cannot be on a slope. And some of them advertise as you don't need council approval, but when you talk in depth, then you realize you actually do need council approval. And I did talk to my council before. Make sure you talk to your council before you make any changes. So council said, for example, even if you are going to add 25 square meters studio kind of space, if someone is going to permanently live in it, then you will need council approval. Or for example, my house is on a slope, and when you put the tiny house on a slope, the height of the building is going to be more than 3 meters when you add the slope to it. So again, you need council approval. So simply, doesn't matter what I do, I'm going to need council approval for my property. I am now checking 2 companies. That makes basically sense. The first one is Van Homes. Now, why does this make sense? Because that's basically a caravan, and I can use it as a storage. The other option is, it's going to be more elegant choice, but more costly. There's this company called Backyard Pods, and it seems amazing because they use steel, which is perfect for my property. And you can get a shed and convert that to a tiny house later on. Let's go back to the living room layout. Currently, the main focus is basically TV, which I really don't like. Me and my family, we usually have detox when we go there. We switch off all of the electrical items. And because this is going to be Airbnb, I don't, people might have different, lifestyle. So we need a TV there, but I want it hidden. And also I would like to, I want everyone to look at that beautiful outside to the forest. So couch will look at outside. And also my Instagram followers chose a Baxter couch. I'm now customizing it. It's going to be a huge, just relaxing custom-made couch, similar to the Baxter's one. It is so much more easier to design when you have chance to, custom make everything. Kitchen layout, that was a really hard decision because, it's the heart of the living room of the whole house. So you have to really make clever decisions here. First, I love the idea of a long island and a kitchen that will continue to the outdoors. And that's a brilliant idea because a long kitchen island is going to look really stunning. And also you will be more connected to the living room and also to the outdoor area when you're cooking. That makes huge sense. But then I got the measurements and then it didn't make any sense because when I add the dining table there and the columns we have, the ones that are carrying the loft, it's just going to be very crowded and it's hard to come up with a spacey, nice design around it. So kitchen is going to basically stay as it is. I'm going to extend it to the sides and also to the outdoor, but the kitchen island will look outdoors now, current design. It's going to be a lot bigger than it is now. And also, I would like to add some more high storage, high cabinets at the back. That's going to hide all of the mess. Now that we don't have a laundry because we turned it into a main bathroom, I need a laundry. So laundry is going to be in the kitchen, but will be hidden at the back. Rendering photos are all white at the moment. It's because I haven't decided on the colors yet. Check my Instagram because we're going to all of the beautiful real stone shops in Turkey, and I'm trying to decide on real stone or maybe Dekton. And if I choose a real stone, it's going to be art, basically. Just check those stones, they're stunning. And then I can just come up with the colors based on that stone. You can choose one item and work around it if you have something really special. I also don't like when you have different metal colors in the house. You know, some people, I think it's new fashion, they're coming up with steel, with copper, and just mixing all of that. I really don't like this fashion at the moment, this trend. So what I would like to do is choose the materials I'm going to use, for example, tapware or, you know, the sink, everything I'm going to use. And we're going to make it all color in Turkey, all same color in Turkey. There are people who can actually come up with, you know, brilliant metal colors. You just dip it in, for example, copper, and oxidize it, and it's all going to be same metal color in the whole house. Choosing the colors is the most important part. It's going to make huge difference. Just tiny little changes in the RGB code is going to make huge difference overall. So I worked with a porter consultant for this house. And they came up with the code and what I supposed to use for the interiors and the exteriors. They helped me so much, and this is basically free consultation. You take the photos of your house where you would like to paint. You go there to the Artarmon porters, and color consultants can help you. They have all of the colors and a special room. You take appointment, and it's a great service. Another thing you can do, I'm actually currently doing this. Vatil has a similar service. Now they're also amazing because they also ask for all of the photos, and then we had a chat on the phone with the color consultant, and I explained what I would like to achieve, the feel I would like to achieve, the tones, you know, overall I have the color palette in my mind. So the overall color palette of interiors and exteriors, and then she's going to come up with a PDF document for me for all of the colors. I can, you know, a couple of options she's going to give me. Another option is you can basically, let's say you have this beautiful rug and you would like to use this as the base. Okay, you can just go to Bunnings. They can straight away understand what color is that, and they can make it on the base you want. For example, you want deluxe kitchen and bathroom without molds, you know, just that paint base, and they can add that color in it. So you will get a good quality paint with any color you like. For this house, I also used Inspirations paint. That's so close to my home, very convenient, and they were extremely helpful. And that was a really difficult task because I wanted to get the color from a tile with movements on it. So the color, it was nearly impossible to find the right color. And they were so helpful. We tried a couple of times and finally managed to come up with the right tone. Whatever you do, you know, it might look all right in the shop, but when you come to your home with the light, you know, everything can look very different. Colors can look very different. So make sure you get the samples. I know it seems like wasting money, you know, every sample is like $5, but that's a step you can't miss. Make sure you get the samples painted on a piece of paper. Just put it on this wall, look at that wall again in the afternoon, and then try another wall. Is it going to look same? How the light is changing? And then make up your mind. Another option for color is, if you're into trends, there are all of those websites that you can find with the trendy color combinations, and you can just basically go and buy the exact paints they suggest. You can watch the whole Pearl Beach video here, and you can contact me anytime from Instagram and via email.